Welcome to Ageless Fury. Randall Cox here. Hey, today we're going to talk about the challenges that we face in trying to achieve those weight loss and nutrition goals. If this is your first time here, start by subscribing now. Let's get those notifications turned on so you don't miss anything. So what are some of the challenges that we face and how can we effectively manage them for maximum results? Well, the first thing I want to define here is that term goal, okay? Because ultimately what we're trying to achieve is a vision. We've got our goals, which are steps along the way, but we're trying to accomplish an end vision. First thing comes up is, well, I don't have enough time, right? Well, you have to set aside time at the beginning of the week to do, your meal plan and a little bit of prep. You're going to save yourself a ton of time throughout the week, right? You're going to select, these super simple meals. They take minimal time, they use minimal ingredients, but they don't skimp on the nutritional value. Now, one of my go-tos is a smoothie. I can blend this thing up in a few minutes. It's easy. If I need to take it, on the go, I can just pour it in a container and out the door I go. I have a video on the smoothie, something you should check out. Now, I will typically pre-cook, enough, whole wheat pasta, brown rice, beans, quinoa, lentils for that week. That way I can just, I toss it into a bowl with some frozen veggies. Hey, a couple minutes in the microwave, it's ready to go. Now, variety is important. You want to make sure that you have 2 or 3 different options. Now, if you're really dialed in, you pre-measure out those meals in individual containers, knowing, the calorie content and trying to stay on that plan. Now, the easiest food choices aren't always the healthiest. Hey, when it comes to food choices, there's nothing as easy as a drive-through fast food window. And too many people are hitting that drive-through too many times each week. And it goes without saying that, hey, those fast and easy, choices are, hey, they're heavy on the calories and they're light on the nutrition. Eating healthy can get expensive. Yes, healthy foods can cost more than unhealthy ones. And one of the things you want to do, though, is if you're buying those foods and you're cooking your meals as opposed to going out, you can save a little bit of money there. Now, even on buying the healthy stuff, purchase what's on sale. Buy in bulk, opt out for, less expensive, plant-based protein sources. There are a ton of options out there, so, look for something that you like. It's probably going to take a little bit of research, as well as some trial and error, but that's, time well spent. So for me personally, I decided to incorporate, beans in my eating plan. So I looked at, the black beans, the pinto beans, the kidney beans. I like the pinto and the black the best, because I knew that I would eat those on a regular basis. I mean, they're all very similar in terms of calories, and protein. So it's just about, choosing the one that I knew I would eat the most often. And of course, it's even better yet if you like all 3. Now you've just added in another level of variety. Now make sure you're eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. So many benefits in terms of nutrition. Hey, and these things are quick, they're easy, simple, right? And they're pretty easy on the pocketbook as well. Another thing is, it's hard to be healthy and maintain a social life. Most social gatherings involve, food and drinking, and I don't want to be a duck. And I hear you, and there's always going to be some, social event, on your calendar. But these events, shouldn't be used as an excuse to make unhealthy food choices. And then, of course, you're going to feel guilty about eating poor food. So on going out, set your limits in advance, okay? Know how many drinks you're okay with. Hey, you can scope out, the menu, ahead of time so that you can make a solid, healthy decision. It's fine to, treat yourself when you feel like it. And I don't think that, an occasional indulgence, is going to make or break us. It's all about balance. Hey, I really love food, right? Well, that's awesome. Perfectly normal, okay? You should love food, okay? Food is a fuel, we need it to live and thrive. So why do we feel guilty about our love for food? Well, I think part of that comes back to the food industry. And I mean, they make us feel like in order to live a healthy life that, we can't enjoy food and we have to diet. We have to reduce calories. We have to deprive ourselves, of the foods that we want to eat. Well, I'm here to tell you that's false. Okay, instead of focusing on those foods we shouldn't have. Let's focus on incorporating whole and healthy foods that we do love. Now, for me, this is things like, potatoes, whole wheat pasta, brown rice. Okay, these things make me feel full. I'm energized and I fulfill my deep love for food, and I'm not feeling deprived at all. So balance those indulgences along the way with a healthy lifestyle. Another thing is, I have trouble avoiding, unhealthy snacks when I'm at work. And you have the best intentions of eating healthy. Next thing you know, it's coworker's birthday and there's cake galore, okay? And again, we talked about there's absolutely nothing wrong with an occasional indulgence. But if those treats around your place of work, are more than an occasional thing, you got to be prepared to dodge the junk food, right? First thing you need to do is avoid being overly hungry. Okay, once you get hungry, right, your willpower shot, okay? Game over. You don't want to be there. Hey, try and have a few healthy snacks, some high fiber, protein snacks on hand, like things like nuts, fruits, or maybe a healthy trail mix. These are things that are going to make you feel full and satisfied and make you much less likely to grab a second piece of cake. The other thing too is you need to stay hydrated. Okay, drinking water is also going to help us, fight off some of those hunger things. Now, some people travel a lot, right? They don't have the luxury of preparing snacks. So what you want to do is, scope out that destination in advance. Maybe there's a grocery store nearby. Hey, go in, grab some bottled water, grab some fruits and veggies. You can also, use an app. It's going to help you search for, restaurants that have some healthy options. You're going to look for things like, maybe that's vegan, vegetarian, organic, healthy, farm to table. Okay. Now maybe your hotel offers a continental breakfast. So, let's opt out for a healthy option. So we're going to pick a fruit over a muffin. Okay. That's an avenue that we can go. Now, last but not least is, don't stress out about food perfection while traveling. Okay, this is just going to breed, unhealthy negative thoughts and harm your love for food. Look, you just need to do the best that you can with what you have to work with. Now, some of us work long hours. I'm too exhausted to go home and cook. Hey, cooking does take time, and sometimes at the end of the day, time that we don't want to spend. So I go back to, pre-cooked foods, at the beginning of the week, right? Something simple yet nutritious, Hey, if you want to live a long and healthy life, you've got to make eating healthy a priority. Sacrificing your health for the sake of your job is, it's short-sighted. It's self-destructive. You're not doing yourself any favors. So, if you're stuck in a vicious cycle of being, overtired, unproductive, and unhappy, let's try and make some changes. Let's look at what's one small thing I can change right now to break that cycle. Maybe I can shut down, 30, 40, 50 minutes earlier in the day. I can get home. I can cook that meal. I can enjoy that meal. Or maybe you subscribe to, a grocery delivery service. That way, you're going to have those fresh ingredients ready for you after a long day. Look, bottom line is you need to make yourself a priority, right? I want to start being healthy, but I don't know where to begin. So as much as you want to have the perfect eating plan right off the bat, okay, it might not play out that way. Look, our eating habits are a very deep personal thing, and those are going to take time to change. We start small, right? These are the steps along the way. We focus incorporating, those healthy foods to replace the unhealthy ones. You take something like, okay, you're eating a cookie every afternoon. Well, let's swap that out for a piece of fruit. Maybe you're drinking 2 diet sodas a day. Let's swap that out for some bottled water. Look, being healthy is a marathon, okay? It's not a sprint, and as you continue to make these small changes day by day, trust me, they're going to add up to big changes over time in helping us get to that end vision. The key is consistency, right? As we're completing these small steps along the way, right? So we've set 4 or 5 goals, of these eating habits that we want to change. Trust me, that's going to be much easier than trying to have this all-in approach, right out of the gate. Hey, some of us are addicted to sugar, and on occasion, alcohol, right? Now, whether it's a sugary afternoon treat or, an evening cocktail, we all have those, those hard to kick vices. Even though, we know the negative effect it's going to have on our mood, our energy, our sleep, and our weight loss. We often indulge in sugar and alcohol, for a pleasure and escape. But here's the thing. There are things that we can do that are going to help us achieve the same result. Let's try and detox from our day with an activity and not an unhealthy food. Now, maybe that's a new hobby, right? Find out what's going to help you de-stress. Ideally, this might be the time to hit the gym. And I can't stress enough the benefit of exercise and how beneficial that can be in helping us to achieve, better eating habits. After a good workout, do you really want to go home and load up on a bunch of sugar? Well, I hope not, right? Because now you're coming off this emotional high, in terms of your health. And you should feel the need that, you want to continue on that positive path. Yes, there are times you feel that need for after-work cocktail, right? Hey, been there, done that, right? And sometimes it's fine. It's just, it can't be on a continuous basis, okay? The consistency you're looking for is healthy eating. Things like, cheat meals and alcohol consumption, if we look at those as an event and not an ongoing habit, I think we're going to be in much better shape. Like for me personally, I know when I go on vacation, there's 2 or 3 days of, what are going to be, probably not the best food choices. I do try and blend in, some healthy foods so that I don't let things get carried over the cliff. So the main thing is we need to focus on the big picture, right? In terms of getting where we need to be on that end vision, right? So we're going to start our weekly plan on a Sunday, okay, with some nutritious, pre-prepared meals. We're going to map out what we want to eat each day, right? So now we're going to say, all right, I'm going to eat 4 meals a day, Monday through Friday. We have 20 meals, right? So now there's 20 meals. Now for every meal that you eat according to plan, let's cross that off with a green X for good, right? Now if we go off plan, let's cross that meal off with a red X for not so good. Now we look at our first week and we have 10 red X's. So let's focus on that next week. Let's cut that down to 8 red X's, right? The main thing here is, I want to make sure is that we stick to those 20 meals and we're not adding in a bunch of extra unhealthy snacks. Our goal for the first few weeks might be to just stick to the 20 meals. Maybe they're not the healthiest, but we've cut out those unhealthy snacks. Remember, consistency. Not going backwards, right? We all need to figure out our finish line. Where do we need to be to achieve our end vision? Hey, please leave your comments as I work with people on their quest for better health. And if you're looking for more programs to help you out on that weight loss, nutrition, and your exercise goals, please follow me on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you.